Hello, my wee lovelies. Welcome back to KatyCatGaming and another Tiny Glade. So today, my plan is to make like a lake with boats. That's the most I have at the moment, is make a big lake with boats. Yeah, so let's see how this goes. I already have everything ready. So, well, kind of. We're on the olden one. Okay, let's just start. I'm gonna get you to come over here, actually. I need all the sheep together. Is he stuck? Yeah, he might be. There we go. There. Right, we have all 3 sheep. Okie doke. So I want this full area to be water. So let's just start with that. Yes, those trees are there. Don't worry. They're there for a reason. Here we go. So if you ever wanted to know how to make a boat in Tiny Glade, which a few people have done, so I have worked out how to do it, this is the video for you to learn this. There we go. Right. Let's actually start by making a boat, just so that if that's something that you're like here for, you know, you get what you're wanting immediately. I'm going to have to mostly fence this, I think. 1 second. I will do the boat, don't worry. I'll show you the boat. It's fine. There we go. I just wanted to give this a bit of something, you know? I need you to come this way. Thank you. There we go. I'm just gonna make the sheep safe first, because that's like a priority for me. Stay on that side. Oops. This is supposed to be on here. There we go. Right. Fence tool. Back to this. There we go. And then round, 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 and around, and around, and around. There we go. Okay. That's what we want. Just so it's safe. Very basic kind of safe. I just want to get the sheep's island ready and then I'll show you how to make a boat. We'll start by making a boat. There is more I want to do in the way of like landscaping and stuff, but I'm not 100% sure just yet what it is I'm wanting to do. So that's why I haven't done it yet. So I'm willing to do the boat first. There we go. Cool. I will actually give them a bit of this sort of thing as well. Hi, Molly. Yes, today's build is actually something I came up with kind of randomly. We'll have to see how it goes. I can't promise anything, but don't worry. It's actually going to be a night build as well, but I'm just going to build it in the day just for simplicity, just to show you most of it. I will be turning it to night as soon as I can, but like I say, I kind of just want to keep it like this for now. So I'm going to show you how to make a boat. So, to begin, I'm going to make actually a little sort of merchant's boat type of thing. So, let's make our boat. So we always start with the square. That's the best way to start. You want it to be wood, frankly. Make it however you want there. For this bit, I advise either making it wood so that you have rails like that, or simply just getting rid of that entirely. I personally kind of like it as wood with the railings, but just to show you what that was. I felt that was necessary, you know. Let's make dark, and we'll actually make the railings white like this. Then your next step is to grab one of these, like a tower. You're gonna bring this down. Gonna move this so that it's going to sort of create sort of about halfway, I'd say, give or take. So you have it like this. And again, we're just gonna grab this just so that this all matches. So make sure this is the same color wood. Go. Yep, everything matches again. And then what you're going to do is you're actually going to grab another one of these. Pull it down. Pull it down. We're going to make it sort of a bit like this. And again, I know how this looks. I watched one of these. It's very much a trust the process kind of thing. Because you're going to make it... So you can already see how that's sort of going to work. And then you're going to make another one. Exactly the same. Exactly the same concept. Turn it. Bring it in. I think it needs to turn that way a bit more. Don't be afraid if it looks a bit messy. It's literally just while we're sort of figuring stuff out a little bit. Does take a little bit of messing around. Please do not worry if you're sitting there and you're like, oh man, it won't sort itself. You'll be fine, honestly. Let's give it a minute. I just take a little bit of poking about. Let's bring this backwards a little bit. Bring this inwards a little bit. We kind of want it there. Already, that's very boat-like. It's a little rounder here than I'd like it to be. So I think I need to just move this, maybe. Because you kind of want it like that, and then turn it, and then like that. And the same with this, you want it in, you want it long, and you want it kind of like that. Maybe a bit less long here. Does take like a little bit of maneuvering. That's perfectly normal. Whoops, I moved the wrong thing. Perfectly normal for it to take a little bit of maneuvering. It's just how it is. Sometimes it takes a little bit of turning and you're trying to figure out exactly where it needs to be turned. Sometimes it is literally just a case of you have not quite positioned it maybe as well as you should have. There we go. Oh. As you can see, I'm an absolute master at this. I'm so close too, I can feel it. Maybe like that. There we go. We have a boat. So that's the very basics of a boat, right? We're obviously going to do more. One of the main things we're going to do is I'm actually going to customize this a little bit more because I'm kind of unhappy with the wood. Maybe make like all of this dark wood just because it's going to be overlapping anyway and it might just make it easier. It's all dark wood. Nice and dark. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Right. Okay. What you also want is to get a very thin one of these and to just at the back here, like this. There we go. Next thing you want is you want another one of these, but again without the roof. And you want to grab this, move this onto the boat, like so. What you're also going to want to do is make it as big or as small as you want. Make it as thick or as thin. I want it on the thinnest personally. my bear to kind of have it like that. And then what you want to do, grab yourself a little chimney. And then just shrink that down as best you can. Sometimes you can get it so that it is actually hidden inside. I'm not that good, I'm afraid. So, you know, if you can do it, great. If not, I don't think it's actually that big a deal. There you go. I don't know why there's vines growing on that, but alright. We'll live with it. There you go, see? Look. And that's how you make a boat. This is a very basic boat, but it is how you make a boat. It's nice, right? Okay, so this one, it's not actually as big as I needed it to be, frankly. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to try and make this a little bit bigger. So we're going to make it longer. I'm going to make it wider. Then, because obviously I've shown you how to do it, and that's the main thing I want to do here. I make this bigger and wider. And actually move this a bit more central. That might have been why it was so hard earlier. Oh, that looks really cool, actually. Just gotta maneuver these corners a little bit more, and then we'll have like an actual borderline pirate ship, which will look very cool. That actually does look like a borderline pirate ship. That's really, really cool. Alright, this we're just gonna oh, well, that's right. To the back of the boat. There we go. Again, gonna grab this. Should have really deleted that, but it is what it is. There you go. Oh, that's really cool. I'm really happy with that, actually. Just get rid of anything that might have been here. There we go. Right, so we have like an almost merchant's ship. So now we're going to want this. Right, let's grab this. I'm going to try and just get this so it fits well without being an issue. Yep. Not always an easy feat, frankly. Right, make this slightly bigger. I always feel like this should be attached to this as best as you can. Maybe not quite like that, but I just like the thought of the engine room being attached. But yeah, this is how you make like a houseboat or a merchant's boat. I think for a merchant's boat, what I would want is to bring this to the back so it's a lot smaller. Maybe takes up a bit more room here. And then I think what I'd want then is to grab another one. Try and copy it as best as I can. Within reason. I don't want it to be exactly the same, because what I want is for this to be like this. So we're going to bring this on the ship. Gonna lower this. Make this taller. Going to actually like attach it like that. There we go. Right, okay. So this should help with just making it a bit more maybe interesting. Frankly, the point of it is to help me. Because now I can like maneuver it that little bit better. Oh, look at that. See? So now it looks a bit more of a merchant's boat. Because this is obviously where you'd sit and like, I'm thinking of Beadle's boat, basically. So this is now a merchant's boat. I'm actually going to bring this into about here. Maybe what I'll do is just actually bring this forward. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. That's not what I meant to do. There we go. So then we have our merchant's boat. But I think for a merchant's boat, what you should have is maybe like some colour. Just so it looks a bit friendlier. Last thing you want is to look like a pirate when you're a merchant, I think. I don't think that's the vibe people want to be bringing. And same with this. There we go. And then we have our merchant's boat. So we need to actually make it... Yeah, maybe like that. There we go. And then we can grab another one. Window. Maybe have that about there. I'm gonna click this until I have flowers on this. There we go. Move the pumpkin in. Might do some stuff in the front there actually, but we'll see. Just bear with. And then, if we just have a wee peek in here. It might even be worth having like a bay window here. Because that'll have a very nice warm glow under it. And then again, you just have a couple of windows back here. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. There we go. Simple as that. And we do have this back bit. I personally wouldn't do anything with this. I just don't think it's necessary. Maybe grab like a little flag. Maybe just pop it there. So a flag. Grab another flag. We'll sort of put it so that it's maybe on like here. Sorry, I just have to be very sort of gentle with it. How many of these can we get? 4. Just because this gives, again, it's a merchant boat. So it gives the impression of being a merchant's boat. Ew, I don't like the way that hangs out. And then maybe just... there. Because you want to make it very clear that you've got wares, dude. This is your livelihood, you know? There we go. Now what you could also do is just have another little flag here, just so it's very clear. Everyone can see it. It's your merchant boat, so you gotta be visible, you know? Put your lantern down. Always change your lantern before you do much else, because otherwise... So I'm gonna have that as yellow, that's fine. You'll have to change every single one, and that could be kind of annoying. Boom. So we're almost done with our merchant's boat. Whoops. Go. Again, I want this area very lit because this is where the actual business happens. So I feel like that needs to actually be well lit. Again, otherwise you just look a bit dodgy. One in that corner. One in that corner. Can we get anything down low? Maybe one there. One there. There we go. And there's your merchant's boat. If you're very clever, you can do this in a way where you have like a lantern underneath that glows orange so it looks like there's a fire. I'm not that clever, so I will not be doing that, I'm afraid. But yeah, like, merchant's boat. Oh my god, look at that. Ah! So cute! Awesome. So, there is the merchant's boat. So you see what I mean? This is what we're making. Just gonna put it back to daytime very briefly. Just so I can actually see what I'm doing. Because it's hard. I want it all to look amazing at night. But in order to get that, I need to be able to see what I'm doing first, unfortunately. Okay, so we need lanterns over here. So we're just gonna give the sheep some. Oops, whoops, I almost, I want the orange ones for over here. Basically, my idea for this is that I want it to be like a sort of secret lagoon. So it's somewhere that merchants and other sailors and stuff know that they can go, where they are safe to anchor up for the night. It's not like a smuggler's cove, because I don't want it to be anything nefarious, but more that it's well known. And it's somewhere they know they can go to be safe at night. They can rest and maybe like, oh, maybe chat to other mariners, maritimers, whatever you want to call them, about the stuff that goes on and what they've seen at sea and all that sort of thing. Right, now that that's done, I'm actually going to give the sheep a nice house. Yes. Again, the sheep are actually very important to me in the channel, so you gotta make sure the sheep are happy. Can I actually have this here? There's my path. It's here. So, I'm just gonna make a nice little gate. There we go. Simple as that. Doesn't need anything more, really, than that. Now what we'll do is I'll actually pop this about here. Leave that where it is, but I just wanted to separate it so I can get another one. Yeah, just decorated that a little bit. Let's change the colour of it too. So again, my favourite thing for these is just to make it really warm and just inviting for the sheeps. But let's make that the dark wood so it matches everything else. Yeah, perfect. And there you go. Simple as that. Cute. And that's where the little sheeps live. Perfect. It's going to make a very quick little hay bale. So I really like the impression that gives. It shows that the sheep are well cared for. Gotta start with the sheep, I'm afraid. But I have shown you how to make a boat. So if that was something you were really, like, here for, I didn't want to make you wait for ages while I messed around with the sheep bit. It's probably not the best for my retention on the video, but it is what it is. It's like to hide stuff like that. There we go. Beautiful. Happy sheep. Now that I'm showing you how to make that boat, I am actually gonna sort of try and do a bit of landscaping, because I want, like, cool stuff to just show. It's like everything from rocks. Oh, that looks like a sad face! No. Whoops. Oh yeah, let's do that. So it shows it's like a bit of land. Doesn't that look cool though? There we go. Some little bits of land that make it a bit more interesting, let's say. Also have loads of it's almost like a crescent moon, which is really cool. Go, and here. Let's just zoom in. What kind of tree is that? So we'll have a dead tree on here. Just trying to make sure this is nice and very dense. It's like I say, it's supposed to be like a secret. So ideally, I want it to be secretive. Have a little hidden lantern in there. Little duckies are obviously in on the secret. I mean, you can't be hiding anything from ducks. They don't have, they just don't put up with that sort of nonsense. Go. There. Okay. Again, we want it so that it's very hidden. But we also want it so that it's clear how to get, like there's a clear path in and out. Almost like a swamp vibe. Yeah, so you probably come in like somewhere around here. You know, we're gonna not look at that because otherwise it kind of ruins the effect. But maybe that's how you get in. You know? Hopefully that hides it okay. Again, remember it's gonna be dark, so that will help. Okay, it's gonna grab our lanterns. I'm gonna go in here. And we're actually gonna hide some lanterns in here. Just there. Maybe down there. Just so it's lit. Because otherwise, like, you'd crash your boat. I don't want that kind of vibe here. You know? That's not a good look for your secret cove. Whoops. There, and then maybe one, like, here. There we go. Just so it's not quite so, oh god, how would you get in and out of here? There we go. Yeah, again, the point is that it's secluded. So we gotta make sure it has the vibe of being secluded. So that involves putting a lot of trees in over here and over here. Go. Maybe just like a very small dirt path coming in. Maybe that's the way to the local town. And we'll have our lantern over here as well. But nothing super, like, mental. We'll have, like, meter path again, because I kind of, I just need you to be less like this. There we go. Overgrown without being too impossible. There we go. Lovely. And what I'll do actually is I might see if I grab this and then zoom in. Yeah, there we go. Hee. It is. We'll just pop in some. Actually, I should make this bigger. Why am I making this so hard for myself? we go. Oh, that's the element of risk then as well. There we go. That's really cool. Just gonna. There we go. Very cool. Right, okay, if I grab this, let me just put like it. I just think I kind of want this to be quite interesting looking. There we go. Right, okie doke. So we have our secret entrance over here. We have a secret entrance over here. Then over here. Gonna have another secret entrance over here, actually. Then that's it. Can I have it go in, like, maybe this way? So again, you kind of have to know how to navigate it in order to get in. Again, it just gives it a more interesting vibe. Makes it a lot more secretive and like... So we really, really need it to be... have a certain kind of look to it. So gotta hide these, so like that. There we go. Oh, maybe have like one in here as well. Go make sure people aren't gonna accidentally destroy their boats. There you go. Oh, sorry, little duck. My apologies. There we go. So now it's very clear. Now this is a secret entrance. There we go. Okay, we have a couple of secret entrances. Just gotta fill in one last area, which is over here. So only those in the know where it is, you know? Okie doke, right. Again, we're gonna want some lanterns here and there to prevent people from causing themselves some trouble. These is very, very thin. Man-made little bits and pieces just for the sake of... Maybe some people did get themselves in trouble and they were just like, we gotta do something about this, man. People keep marooning. Can't have it. We just cannot have that happening all the time. It's not a good look. Because it's a sacred place, but merchants not gonna get a whole lot of business if people keep marooning themselves. You know? My guy. My guy's gotta make a living somehow. Do is we'll add a bit of like, maybe like a bit of wall. I think I can make that small enough that it's... I can hear the sheep. Then this. Make sure it's like that. This one's already like that, so that's fine. Move this away. So it's kind of over here. Lanterns. There we go. Making sure it's all as deep as possible. Right, let's just quickly turn this to nighttime again and see how it's looking. Again. That's looking very cool. That definitely looks cool. Ooh. Yeah, actually it looks really good. That could maybe have a bit more to it, I'm thinking. It feels a little bit too obvious, but I'm thinking of stuff I can do there. Just to fix that up a little bit. So I'm thinking what I could do is I could actually put like, what if I had it so that it was like a ruined wall? Again, this is not for sure. And it really doesn't need to be. It's just so I can... Right, so you can have that, so it's hiding stuff. Right, okay, that's fine. Oh, I'm just gonna move that here. Just like this. Cut that. Move this over here. That's really cool, actually. I kind of love that. Just, there we go. Okay, cool. That looks really cool. What we'll do is we'll just actually decorate this so it's dark. Go. Same with these bits of wall. So I think it adds a little something. Yep. Oh, look at the fireflies. They're so pretty. Right, okay. And then lanterns. Oh wait, this looks a bit dodgy now though. Is there any way I can get rid of this without it being... Wait. Oh, I'm deleting war, aren't I? Does that help? Oh, that does actually, yeah, cool. I'm so like, oh no. But no, we've done it, it's fine. One there. One there. So the merchants know how to leave. And then if you're coming, you can come in this way. But it just helps for, like, the merchants themselves. Where's our other exit? I kind of like that as it is, though. I really like that now. There we go. Right, let's actually make some little boats. Shall we? Let's actually make some little boats. Just gonna... What's this? Hold on. I can't... Oh, whoa! That's really cool. Okay, that's honestly good enough. I just wanted, like, at least, like, one rock sticking up, you know? Trying to see how to make this at its darkest. Because we want it to be as dark as possible. There we go. Ah, look at that, it's so cool. Ah, man, right, okay, what if I... Can I put a tree on top of that? Oh my god. Oh, that's so silly. Ah! It's... Oh god. It's so thin that it's really hard to get the tree on it correctly. There we go. Wow. That looks really cool. That makes me happy. Right, okay. One more, and I promise we'll go back to boats. Boats, boats, boats. So it looks so dangerous, but I love it, because that's how you know. Right, okay, let's actually make some friggin' boats now. Right, let's make it daytime, just so I can see what I'm doing. I will make some very basic sailing boats. Maybe there's one over here. Get that down. Get this down. And then we'll just move this about here. But yeah, these are just going to be very basic little sailing boats. This one anyway is going to be a very basic sailing boat. This down, this down, this. Woo. And not that far. But yeah, there was like a... This was like a recent theme. So I watched... Because the thing is with the themes, they made a boat ready. So I was a bit like, oh, I don't know how to make boats. So I actually just undid what the developers did. So I could see how they made the boat. And that's how I learned how to make the boat. And I'm so grateful that they do that. Like, they could have easily just made that, like, not a thing. But no, they make it so that you can actually fully undo this to the point where you can see exactly how they did what they did. Need to make that a little thinner. I do appreciate that. In fact, I might actually be able to just... Because it's a very small boat. That kind of works. Let me see. Can I make this slightly less? What'll be the best way to make this less? I mean... Would it be better if it was, like... stocky? I don't think it would. Let's see. Because it's not got its thingies. Same with this. And Balin. I actually don't think it looks that bad. And we'll... No, not you. You. Just move you. Oh no, that's the wrong thing again. I'm trying to grab... Oh, like I did it. It's you. You're the one I'm trying to grab. Let's give you this. Oh, look. It's more boaty now. Okay. It can be kind of fiddly. I'm not going to be that guy that's going to be like, oh, it's easy. Because it's not. It can be fiddly to do. But it's kind of worth it. Because when you get it right, it does look really, really cool. Oh. Perfecto. We have a boat. We have another boat. So again, we're just going to get ourselves one of these. Oh. We're going to get ourselves one of these. There. Skinny. Get rid of that. Make this as thin as we can get it. This might cause a problem. Bring it down. Right, well, not quite like that. Get this on the boat. I'm gonna have it like in the center this time for this one. Ah, so cute! If I press control, does that help me make it any skinnier? No, it doesn't. Okay, just checking. And then we grab our little chimney. Again, we just drag that down. There we go. And look at that. We have ourselves another boat. And it's beautiful. Right. This one, we have a lantern here. And, oh, I forgot to do that. So we're just going to quickly do this. There we go. And then another wee flag. On either side. Beautiful. Have a lantern also just on the back here and on the back here, just so we can actually see. And maybe one there. 'Cause you gotta have lights on your boat, otherwise you can't see. Oh, there we go. Tiny boat! Small boat. Beautiful. Honestly, probably could have been smaller. So scared. Oh, yes. Small boat. Perfect. Get rid of that. And then just redo it. A bit like here. There we go. Cool. Boat and a boat. Okay, I'm gonna make a little houseboat now. This houseboat's gonna be over here. So again, exactly the same thing. For a houseboat, you're gonna want it to be that little bit sort of bigger. Because you need to be able to fit a house on it. So, you know, it's gotta make some sense. Go, bring this down. Bring this down. Move it over here. Okay, it's not quite in the right place yet. There. There. That's better. I'm sure people can do far better boats than me, but I'm enjoying making them, learning how to make them. That's not what I meant to say. Super interesting. Really enjoyed actually learning how to make a boat. Actually, it might be better to do it like this. Let's see. I'm thinking it's not. It might just be easier. Yeah, it's easier to do it the way that I was doing it originally. There we go, and then we'll grab another one. Also, if you're watching this and you're like, oh, there's like an easier way to do this, by the way, do not be afraid to comment that there is. Because anything anyone can teach me about this game is more than welcome. Because I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying messing around, especially like with stuff like this. Which is maybe not, you know, stereotypically what people make when they make stuff in Tiny Glade. But I love the thought, you know, that you guys can share that sort of thing. So if there is a better way to be doing this, please let me know. I feel like I've watched a few videos as well on how to do stuff like this. So it's not that I'm asking you guys to do my homework for me. It's just more that if there's a way to do it that is easier, it's handy to know. Hello, duckies. Okay, dokes, we have our boat here. Right, let's make the house bit. And yes, I'm aware that I haven't made that yet, don't worry. I really like this sort of roof for a houseboat. A bit lower. Need to make it maybe a bit skinnier, and then we'll move it onto the boat. Need to have it parallel to the boat first. Go. Right. Because it's very much a thing. Like, houseboats are a thing. Don't get me wrong. This is absolutely a thing that people have. So you're fine. There we go. Let's grab our little oh! Yeah, I accidentally got rid of a tree then. Didn't want that. There we go. Let's move. Woohoo! That's not what I meant to do. Let's move this onto the back of the boat. And again, do your boats however it is that you sort of like to do them. It's really not that big a deal. There's no set way to do stuff, so if you're like, I could do this, you know, I don't want this here, I don't want whatever. Oh, good. There's nothing to say that you have to make these this way. Go. Ah, so cute! I'm trying to think of like how far this tends to go on like an actual houseboat. Is it, do they tend to be quite long? I feel like they do. And then we have your windows, your doors. And then you should still be able to make like windows, yeah. It might be beneficial to make your windows like this. Excuse me, tree, you're in the way. Yeah, like that. don't know if you'd have that kind of window legs, but... Or maybe even just like that. Could have... I don't think you can have windows underwater, so I don't think it's gonna let you do that. But it is what it is. Just makes it more interesting looking. Ah! See, that's cool! Oh, move these up as far as you can, just so the washing is not quite on the deck the way it is. There you go. Little window box there. Little window box there. I really love how that looks as well. That's beautiful. There we go. Again, you can add as many or as little windows as you want. Go. I always like to leave the colouring until last because I don't know what I want for my boats until like last minute. Problem is you kind of have to keep this as is. So it's only really for the stuff on the boat rather than the actual boat. I think I'm going to make this one a nice pink. Make this door pink as well. Now the roof. Oh, that's gorgeous. Yes. Oh, yeah, I really like purple. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. So there's a little houseboat. Again, just make sure it's as lit up as possible because you're not going to get that nice warm vibe otherwise, and we need the vibe. The vibe is important in this particular build. I forgot to do that again. Just because that gives the impression of like where you'd fish. There we go. Or where you'd get like food. Yeah! So pretty! So there you go, another houseboat. All made to look beautiful. What we'll do is we might actually have one of these in the water here. Maybe that's why they stopped there. I don't see an issue with having like a couple of lanterns actually in the water. Just to make things a little bit cozier. Yeah, maybe have them like sort of over there. Right, let's put a little boat over here as well. What you could also do is you could have like ruins and stuff sticking out of the water. So let's say we wanted the ruins, I don't know, nearby the where the sheep are. So you would do that, you would get your razor tool. And you would just give it a itty bitty bit. Beep. And there you go, you have ruins. It's as simple as that. So you can make that as interesting looking as you want. There you go. Then you have these, and you can kind of mess with them a bit more. So let's say we want this to be like very low. Say we want this to be like maybe slightly like that. Again. Like that. And then suddenly your build looks so much more interesting than it did 2 minutes ago. You know? There we go. That looks cool. And then you would grab this. Again, I prefer the darker ruin look. But again, it's my world, meaning that if you don't like that for your world, you can do something entirely different. Maybe you like the vibe of the pink rocks. But maybe this just stops like people going too close to the sheep, you know? Or maybe you just want to space them out a little bit more. Bit more like that, so you're like, oh man, there used to be rooms here. That's very cool. I mean, you can evenly space them if you want to, or you can even have them like very sort of all over the place. Like maybe there's some over here. Maybe that's a bit of one. Maybe this is over here. So you're like, man, how big was this place? Just makes it really cool. And again, you can add lanterns to it if that's something you want to do. Maybe you just want to add something just so there's enough. So there's like a little glow. Tiniest little glow. There we go. Again, grab some lanterns. I would try and put them as underwater as you can. Just because that gives the best like effect. And what you could also do is you could maybe have a tree. Maybe there's a tree growing under the water over here. I would have rather that was a dead tree, frankly. But alright. Over there. There we go. So maybe this little dead tree sort of hangs out here. There we go. Maybe you want some lilies, like lily pads. Like that. Like that. There we go. Beautiful. Let's make some more boats. Okay, I think I'm just going to have another little sailing boat. This one over here. Again, just a very, like, little. I think if I just make this into, like, a square, it should just work, but we'll see. Hello, duckies. So it would need to be, like, this. Yeah. There we go. There we are. Small boat. Get small. To be fair, you could probably just use like a tiny, tiny chimney. Haha! Sorry. It's so small. It's so it's so cute. Right. There you go. Chimney. Right there. Little chimney. There we go. And then that's just a little tiny sailing boat. Maybe it's just for fishing. Maybe it's just not really for anything more than that. I don't know. We're actually gonna give this one a little hull kind of idea. Man, see if I don't know if this is gonna work actually, but I'll try it. If you just have a chimney, can you just have a chimney? You can. Right, so you don't have to have the turret. You can actually just have one of these. And maybe that's more, like that's more appropriate for this, I feel. There we go. Little chicka. In fact, what we could do is we could take this and pop it there. So obviously that's as small as you can get for that. So what if I pop this here? Then we make this as little as possible. Can I make that any thinner? It's so cute. What we can do though is we can actually, let's see, if we put this so it's here, right? We get this. Can we make like a door? No. But if it was on, oh, we're close. We're very close. I kind of think this is maybe too low. So then if we get like this, we might be able to now place a door. Nah, because this is still... Ooh! Ah! I had to move that very slightly because it just wasn't behaving. There we go. Right. If I get our window. That's not what I meant to do. Let's see. Right, if I now grab this. There we go. Now we have a door. Ah! So cute. And then we'd have another door at the front. Come on, surely if I can get a door on one side, I can get a door on the other side now. Are you serious? I can't get a door here? Is it because it's too... Let's see. If I do that, right? And then grab a door. There we go. I'm gonna grab this, bring it forward. Yeah, I think it's just because of that. It's having issues, it's fine. And look at that! Wow! Lantern. On here. We need windows. Like actual windows. Just so like enough that you can see out each side. There we go. Just because it's looking a little funny. Hey, there we go. Cool. Let's just color this now. Let's have it so that it's nice yellow with a nice sort of red. Door is going to be red. The windows are going to be red. Red. There we go. Ah, it's so cute! Okay. So we have a few boats here. Do you feel like we need some more though? I mean, I don't want it to be super crowded, but I also don't want it to be like tragic. There's only like 2 people. Well, there's 4 at the moment. Let's just add another one sort of here. This one's also just gonna be like the little houseboat. Oh, sorry, ducky. This one's gonna just be sort of parked around here. Oops. It feels like this method should work better than it does. Like, am I wrong? Do I just really suck? There we go. It's as good as it's getting, I'm afraid. There we go. And no, I don't. I mean, if it's your build, do what you want. But it kind of feels like, you know, it doesn't really work to have a roundhouse on like stuff like this. I just don't feel like it does. But that is just me. If you want to have a round little hut, go for it. If anything, let me know how it goes. Tell me if it actually looks good. I'm gonna have this here so it shows where that is. There we go. So I'd love to know if it looks good. So I feel like it wouldn't work. Because the same way that I don't feel like this would work, you need to have it like that. At least, again, this is how I just sort of feel. But as I say, this is not just, you know, just because I think that doesn't mean it doesn't work. Remember, I'm still very new to this side of it, making the boats. I'm actually going to move this bit back, because I think this is too far forward. There we go. I'm going to move this back so it's like attached. Because again, I do really like having... That just doesn't work. There we go. I just don't think it does. But again, this is just me, remember. So you can have it either way. You can have like a rounded bit here, or you can have it pointy. I'm growing to quite like the pointy vibe, I gotta say. Ah! Again, that's something you could do, get a balcony and then a small thing. I mean, there's a whole bunch of ways to do this. And I think that's the fun part. Door here. A little exit door over here. Go. And then... Again, you can have your trap doors, like your little... I might have one of these over here, actually. Just because I think that can make it look really cool. Let's just add some of these bad boys in. 1, 2. Go. Oh, up enough. Up enough. I really like that vibe. I think that's really, really cute. It is, and you can then have 1, 2 here. So you could get... Oh, you can. Sorry. There we go. Flowers. Then over here, maybe you just have the one. Just one here. I'd actually rather that have flowers. Yeah. Like that. Again, you can have a flag if you want it. Have one there. Lanterns. I definitely feel like lanterns you kind of need though. Because, you know, it feels important to be able to see. And for this build, like I say, it's going to be at night. So I need it to look very cozy. So you can very easily see where everything is. So because this is the door, I'm going to place this. Actually, can I place it over here? No. No, I get rid of those. I don't want to get rid of those. There we go. And then over here, I'm actually going to place one about there because it's next to this. And then we'll do this because I forgot to do it again. I need more trees over here, frankly. There we go. Right. There's our other house. Little housey housey. Actually, I feel like that's a bit too big. That's better. There we go. Okay, cute. I am gonna make one more. One more boat. Because I feel like I've got a good variety, but I just want to try one more. None of these boats are fitting through this arch, is what I'm also realizing. But let's just say it's creative license, right? Because it's not... I don't think I can make it any bigger than what it is right now. No, not without that happening. That's the biggest I can make it. That's the best I can do. But it's fine. Right, okie doke. I mean, you know, you gotta take it with a pinch of salt anyway, you know? Right, let's just add one more little boat and then we're good to go. It's just gonna be one, maybe like in this little area. So again, I'm gonna add a lantern. Just sort of over here. Again, I'm also gonna put some trees here because it feels too open. We're nearly done, I promise. So I gotta make sure it looks good. Right. One more boat. And this is gonna be a good boat. Watch this, right? Make it, get rid of that. Let's just get this down. It's gonna be over here. Yes. And then we get another one. Boop. 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 And then boop. And then we just gotta make it square. Let me know which method you prefer. Do you like this one? Or do you kind of prefer the circle, like the turret being used? Or do you like this method, but you just wish I was better at making it equal? Because that's fair. Right, I just want to make one that's like... And there's method behind this madness, so bear with. I just want to know. Do I... There we go. That's what I wanted. That's fair. Again, we're gonna want you. You're thinnest. Thinnest. None of that. Just bring this over here. Oh, bring this. Oh, to the back of the boat. There we go. Again, you could probably have it so it's sticking off the back of the boat a little bit, but I don't really like that, so I'm not gonna. But I'm just saying that you can. That is a thing that you could probably do. If you so wished. There we go, right. Yeah, have it like that. So you could probably have like the turret version of that, right? If you wanted a round vibe. Like you could have it probably like that. If you wanted that instead. Again, I personally don't, but that is something you could do if you're really that desperate to have one of these. Now the question is, do I leave it like this, or do I make it back into a balcony and then put like another little bit on it? So it's like the most excessive thing you've ever seen. Most excessive rich person boat you've ever come across in your life. That looks cool. I think that looks really cool. Again, do I do it like that so it looks... Oh, there. That's cool. I like that a lot. Let me just pull this back ever so slightly because I need to still get the chimney in. At this rate, the chimney might not work. There we go. And again, we get this and just... I don't know how buoyant these boats look. I feel like not very. There we go. I kind of have a feel that this should be sort of upwards. And this should be kind of downwards. Ooh. Like if we grab this and we... Ooh, and then woo. And then... like that. That makes more sense to me. What we could do... I think I've got a bench on one of the other... on the merchant's boat. Is that right? I do. So if I... copy this and bring this over here. So it's almost like a taxi boat. There we go. There we go. So we have one there. One sort of here. There we go. And then plus, we should be able to then have one here. Go to the side. Yeah, so that's almost like a taxi boat. Or like a tour boat, which is kind of cool. Go. That looks so cool. There we go. Right. This on the front twice. And then maybe can I hang it from this? No. That's okay, cool. Then we'll have one hanging down here. We'll have another one hanging down here. There we go. There. One here. Because it's almost like a party boat. One there. One there. One there. There we go. I think that looks really cool. Oh, I gotta change the colors of it. Man, how do I keep forgetting this? Okay, I feel like this needs to be... There we go. Beautiful. Yay! Party boat. Okay, I think that's us done now, if I'm honest. I actually think that looks really cool. Let's try it. So we're gonna just put this into night mode now. There we go. Let's make sure everything's glowing the way we want it to. Just so it sticks up a little bit. Oh, the party boat looks awesome. I actually think this all looks really nice. I'm really happy with it. It just looks very secretive. Make sure this is got let's add some extra little bits here and there. Tree here, tree there, because it's not well kept, because it's not supposed to be. It's a well kept secret. And that's as well kept as it gets. It looks so cute. Oh my god, I'm in love. Ah, so cute! Let's try and put some more lanterns in though, because I want it to look magical. I mean, it already looks so beautiful. I wish there was a better way to hide lanterns. Ooh, that does actually help a little bit. Let's have one there. Have one there. So try and make things glow at least a little bit, because it's important to me that it has a very warm vibe. Beautiful. I mean, don't get me wrong, not necessarily like a welcoming vibe, but almost. Just like a safety thing. So like when you come here, you know that you're among people that you share a mindset with. That type of thing. I'll probably just speed this section up a bit, just so that you can just enjoy the final build without me messing about for so long. And there we go. With that, we have built our little secret lagoon. Or whatever I had a title in this. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is a bit of a longer build, a bit of a weirder build, but I actually really enjoyed it. I hate saying this, but I'm really kind of proud of the way it looks. Might just be me. Oh, that's so beautiful. Look how gorgeous that is. Oh, it just makes it look so soft. So yeah, with that, that's the end of the video today. I really hope you guys enjoyed the build. I hope it wasn't too hard to follow along. Hopefully that's given you guys some ideas of what to build, especially because it's very easy to get in the habit of just building houses and castles and stuff. Please leave a like if you enjoyed and you want more. Comment down below if you have any build ideas you'd love to see me try. And feel free to subscribe, that way you won't miss another build. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care. Bye!